Imagine this, you're a cat. At first, everything is a new world, every corner, every smell, every shadow awakens your curiosity. You run, you climb, you play, and life seems exciting. But as the days go by, everything loses its magic. The corners no longer amaze, the toys are forgotten, and all that remains is silence. You sit in front of the window, watching life go by outside, but your world ends within four walls. Now think about your cat. Is it calm peace, or resignation? Millions of cats, although surrounded by comforts, silently suffer an invisible prison, boredom and loneliness. Today, you will discover the hidden truth behind that apparent tranquility. 1. The invisible indoor cat cage. When adopting a cat, we often think we've given it a paradise, timely food, toys, an elegant scratching post, and a warm home. And at first, it seems true. Your cat runs from one side to the other, explores every corner, plays enthusiastically, and even takes over your sofa as if it were its throne. But as the days go by, everything that seemed exciting becomes routine. The scratching post becomes a mere piece of furniture, the toys are forgotten, and every corner has been explored. What seemed like a world full of stimulation slowly transforms into an invisible cage, where nothing changes. From feline ethology, we know that cats, in the wild, travel miles every day, driven by the need to hunt, explore, and defend their territory. By limiting their universe to four static walls, we extinguish that exploratory spirit. And the worst part is that the deterioration occurs slowly, so silently that we almost never notice it. 2. Eternal time when you're not around. For you, an 8 or 10-hour workday flies by. Between to-do lists, calls, and activities, you hardly notice the day slipping away. But for your cat, that same time feels like an eternity. As soon as you close the door, silence invades the house. There are no voices, no movement, nothing new to explore. Many cats sleep for hours, not because they're truly tired, but because they have no other choice. It's an empty sleep, closer to boredom than rest. We know from science that the feline brain is designed to react to constant stimuli, a rustle in the grass, a passing insect, a moving shadow. Each of these small events activates its mind and releases dopamine, the motivation molecule. But at home, that cascade of stimuli disappears. And what was once a curious and attentive hunter eventually becomes a dull cat, resigned to monotony. 3. The myth of the lonely cat. For years, we've heard that cats are solitary animals, that they enjoy being alone and don't need company. This is one of the most damaging myths for their well-being. It's true, they don't hunt in packs like dogs, but that doesn't mean they love solitude. In the wild, cats tend to form loose communities. They share territory, groom each other, sleep together, and communicate with subtle glances and postures. This social life maintains their emotional balance and reminds them that they are not alone in the world. At home, a cat without feline companions lives in a social vacuum. You love it, pet it, and talk to it, but to your cat, you're not just another cat, you smell different, move differently, and rarely understand its subtlest cues. So, that loneliness becomes a silent burden. You won't see it cry or complain. It simply withdraws, it sleeps more, plays less, and appears independent, when in reality it's learning to accept itself. 4. Silent deterioration. The most painful thing about this situation is that a cat's suffering is rarely visible to the naked eye. There won't be desperate meows or dramatic scenes. The deterioration occurs silently, day after day, almost invisible. You may remember how, at first, your cat jumped at every noise, investigated every new bag, or enthusiastically chased even the smallest insect. But over time, these reactions subside. She no longer runs to explore, barely turns her head, and goes back to sleep. From an ethological perspective, we know that cats are masters at hiding their discomfort, it's a survival instinct. In nature, showing weakness would make them vulnerable. That's why, even at home, they continue to hide their sadness. And we mistake this apathy for maturity or tranquility. The reality is different. Many cats don't rest because they're satisfied, but because they no longer expect anything new from their day. And that's a cry for help that goes unnoticed. 5. More than food and shelter, what a cat really needs. Providing food, water, and a safe place are essential for a cat's survival, but they aren't enough for them to live fully. Life isn't just about existing, but about feeling alive. And this is where many owners unwittingly fall short. Cats need much more: movement, play, mental stimulation, climbing spaces, challenges that awaken their hunting instinct, and, when possible, the company of another feline. In nature, every small triumph, catching an insect, catching prey, releases endorphins and keeps their brains active. At home, that spark can be lost if we don't offer alternatives. What is peace of mind for us can be an emotional void for them. A cat with food and shelter survives, a cat with challenges, novelty, and companionship flourishes. The difference between a lively cat and a resigned cat lies in the quality of the stimulation we give them every day. 6. How to give your cat back the world, practical solutions. The good news is that you don't need luxury to transform your cat's life. What they crave is movement, novelty, and play. A simple change in their environment can make a huge difference. Adding shelves or ledges on the walls gives them the opportunity to climb and observe the world from new heights. A secure balcony or a screened window connects them to the breeze, the sun, and the sounds of the outdoors. You can also enrich their day with small gestures, hiding treats in different corners, bringing in branches or herbs with new scents, rotating their toys so there's always something different. And most importantly, spending time playing with them, simulating hunting with sticks or feathers. Each play session activates their body and mind, releasing dopamine and endorphins, just as they would in nature. These aren't just games, they're moments that restore their spark of life. 7. The value of a feline companion. There's something no human, no matter how much love they give, can replace: the companionship of another cat. Many owners fear that two cats won't get along, but in reality, when the adaptation is patient, the opposite happens. A unique bond emerges, a complicity that we can't offer them. In the wild, cats form flexible bonds, they groom each other, sleep together, and understand each other with glances that only they understand. By sharing their lives with another feline, they regain the natural interaction they so desperately need. They play, chase each other, challenge each other, and, most importantly, keep each other company during the long hours when you're not around. Many cats that seem dull experience a second awakening when they have a companion. Suddenly, they resume running around, playing at night, and even sharing naps. Because it's not about duplicating care, but rather giving your cat back something they should never have lost: the opportunity to feel part of a small pack. 8. Your role as a conscious guardian. It's not about being the perfect owner or filling your home with expensive accessories. What your cat really needs is for you to observe carefully and understand their true needs. Being their conscious guardian means looking beyond the obvious, not settling for them to eat and sleep well, but asking yourself if they're truly living a full life. A cat may seem calm, but behind that calm can hide monotony or loneliness. Your mission is to offer them an environment where their instincts, mind, and emotions find space to flourish. This means daily play, novelty, environmental enrichment, and, when possible, the company of another feline. Every decision you make, from changing a toy to installing a shelf, can give your cat back a little piece of the world they've lost. Because in the end, it's not just about providing shelter and food, it's about offering them a life full of love, joy, and meaning, like the wonderful creature they are. And if, after hearing all this, you're thinking, maybe my cat needs a companion, but at the same time, you're afraid they won't get along, don't worry. Adopting a second cat can be one of the best decisions for their happiness, as long as you know how to do it right. Therefore, I invite you to watch our video, How to Properly Introduce Two Cats. Don't make these mistakes. There, you'll discover step by step how to ensure that the arrival of a new feline isn't a problem, but rather the beginning of a beautiful friendship. If you love your cat and want to give it the opportunity to live with others, this resource will be essential for you. Have you ever felt that your cat's calmness hides boredom or loneliness? If so, share it in the comments. Your experience can help more people understand what their cats really need. Remember, your cat deserves more than survival, she deserves a full life, filled with joy and curiosity. And that opportunity depends on you. Because in the end, it's not just about caring for her, but about giving her a reason to feel alive every day.